Okay, it is the 21st. It's spring. Yay, I like that. Yay.
First day of spring?
Was yesterday. Well, actually, today's the first full day of spring. Yesterday it happened at 8:33. It is not a date. It's a celestial moment where the Earth's equator passes the sun from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere. So all of a sudden now the sun's in our hemisphere, and that's why it gets warmer. I'll show you. It's really easy out. Yep. Okay, here we go. It is today 3/21/22. So our objective today is really finding the vertex in a parabola in standard form. In standard form. Okay, write that down, please. Okay, we're going to find the vertex in a parabola in standard form. So y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, let's just start right there. And I have an example right there of one that's in standard form. Okay? So when it's in standard form, it's like somebody already multiplied it outright and simplified it, right? Somebody already did the x times x, that. So you get it in this form, right? This is before somebody factored, okay? So how does this work? Well, there's your a, b, c. A is the number in front of x squared, easy. B is the number in front of x, and C is the number of x. So A, B, C, okay? So what we want to do then to find the vertex is first we need the line of symmetry. So let's just draw a picture, because I think a picture's worth, what do they say, 1,000 words? A picture's nice to have. So I'm going to just draw a picture of a parabola. Okay. Let's write this is my vertex right there. This is just a hypothetical picture. There's my vertex. And what we know about parabolas is they come from x squared equations. We got that. We also know that they're going to have a vertex. We got that. But what we like what Scott recognized on our last example, Scott, you said let's just fold the point over, didn't you, right? Which is great because we know there's got to be a thing called a line of symmetry, right? And the line of symmetry is nice because then if you get one point over here, you get it folded over there, okay? So the line of symmetry is kind of an important thing to find. So the line of symmetry is right here at x equals negative b over 2a. That's the equation of the line of symmetry. So start there. Line of symmetry is going to be a line, but the equation of it is x equals negative b over 2a. That's our line of symmetry. That's our equation. All right? But then once you get the line of symmetry, you also need the vertex, which the vertex is a point. Vertex is a point some x comma y, right? A vertex is just a point, some x comma, but it's the important point. It's the most important one of all because it tells us where the bottom or the top of the parabola is. To get that point, we just take and plug in. So you're going to plug in the answer, negative b over 2a for x and solve. Okay, write that down. So the vertex parabola is definitely a point. It's right there. It's a point, some x, y. To get it, we know this, that it's got to be on the line of symmetry. It has to be on this line of symmetry. Of course it is. So then to get the y value, we take what we got and we plug it in, which is kind of what we did in our example in our journal. All right, you guys ready to do the first example? Let's see how easy this is. Okay. So example 1, find the line of symmetry and the vertex. All right, so first of all, line of symmetry. I have a little mini equation. We're going to start with x equals negative b over 2a. And then you don't have to list this. I'm going to just to make it so it's obvious. I know my a is going to be 2, my b is 16, and my c is negative 5. You agree with that? There's my A, B, C. A is 2, B is 16, and C is -8. Okay, everybody got that? So now I'm just going to plug those into this little equation here. I'm going to go x equals -b, which is a -16, over 2 times the A value is 2. Okay? Well, I'm just going to simplify that. I mean, that's just 16 divided by, -16 divided by 4, right? Which is -4. That's my line of symmetry. Okay? You don't have to graph this, but I'm going to show you a picture anyway because I want you to see what we've got. So here's what we know. You don't have to graph this. I'm not asking you to, but I want you to see a visual, okay? So my vertex, which is either the very top or bottom point. Vertex is like, right? It's got to be here somewhere. Does that make sense? The vertex, which is that bottom point, right? It's got to be here somewhere. How do we find out where it is? We're going to take -4 and plug it in to find its y value. Okay? So just plug it in. Okay? So let's take a look at this. We're going to go y equals my 2 times my -4 squared plus 16 times -4 minus 5. And we're just going to plug it in to get the corresponding y value. That's all we did. So we took our answer, we're going to plug it in. So we took our answer, and we plugged in our -4 in for x in both places, right? That's what I'm doing right now. Took my -4 and plugged in for x both places. So I'll simplify this. Y is equal to 2 times a positive 16 minus a 48 minus 5, right? And of course you can use a calculator, but I'm just doing it by hand so you can see it. -4 squared is a positive 16. 16 times -4 is a -8. -48, so then I've got y equals a 32 minus 48 minus 5. And I'm just going to 32 minus 48, subtract 5, and I get an answer of -21. So I have a point at -4, -21, which is way down here somewhere. Okay, way down here somewhere. And there's my parabola. Somewhere like this. Somewhere like this. All I asked was the vertex. There it is. Got it. And the line of symmetry. All right, one more time. What did I do? I started here. Easy little equation. Yeah, Miles? I mean, Arlo? Oh, I made a mistake. Thank you. I do that. It's Monday. 64. Thank you. So my answer is wrong, isn't it? Thanks, Arlo. I do that a lot. 32 minus 64 minus 5. Must be Monday, huh? How about -37? Thanks, Arlo. Okay, how about number 2? Let's do number 2. So this time, let's see if you can do it. How are we going to start? Where do we start?
Finding the line of symmetry.
Awesome, and that's exactly right. So we have to have an equation. What's our equation?
X equals -b.
That's it. So start right there. X equals -b over 2a. Start there, okay? It's like the easiest, most non-complicated formula there is. And so A is 3. B is -8.
Equation that you told us.
Yeah. Yeah. This equation right there.
No, the like ax plus bx equals what was that one? Here, wait, let me find it.
Okay.
Y equals -2 squared plus
Yeah, that was
That's how you find the y.
Yeah, the ax squared plus. Oh, there it is.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Okay, so let's use this formula. So I'm going to go x equals -b, but b is a -8. Everybody agree with that? Times 2 times the value of a, which is 3. Okay, everybody got that? Okay. So then, hi Ruthie.
Hi, can I borrow Maddie for a second?
Can you wait like a couple of minutes? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then I've got positive 8 over 6. Ugh, decimal. That's okay. I can do it. I can handle it. 8 divided by 6 should be 1.5. Oh, 1.3 or 1 1/3. So 8 divided by 6 is 1 1/3 or 1.3 repeating. Okay. That's my line of symmetry. Again, you don't have to graph these, but you know, it's always worthwhile seeing what's going on. So you got a line of symmetry somewhere, like right about here, 1 1/3. Okay, got that? There's my line of symmetry. You don't have to do this, but I always like a visual. Now, to find the corresponding y value, plug this in. Plug it into x in both places. So we'll go y equals 3 times 1 1/3 or 1.3 repeating squared minus 8 times 1.3 repeating minus 10. And I'm going to show you how I can let my calculator do the work for me, but I'll let you. Okay, so why not let the calculator do it? I'm going to go 3 parentheses, because that's what it is. Ooh, what just popped up there on my calculator? Answer. This is such a cool button. See this button right here, answer? That means that what I put in there was the 1.3. I didn't have to type it in because it's the last answer. Subtract 8 times my answer minus 10. And I get an answer of negative 15 and 1/3. So I get a y value of negative 15 and 1/3. So my vertex as a fraction is 1 1/3, comma, negative 15 and 1/3. Okay? Don't let fractions bother you too badly. I could take a decimal. Just want you to be able to get close, okay? Okay, ready? Turn the page. We're getting there. Turn the page. Turn the page, all right? So now, let's take a look at it. Let's find the line of symmetry first. Line of symmetry. How do we do that? You know how to do that. Line of symmetry. How do you do that? It's that easy. X equals negative b over 2a. It's that easy. Okay, I know that a is negative 2, b is 5, and c is 7, right? So just start there. X equals negative b, which is a negative 5 over 2, times the value of a, which is a negative 2. Okay? Which is 5 over 4. 5 over 4, which is 1.25. Okay? 5 over 4, which is 1.25. Okay, so then, how do I find the corresponding y value? I know my vertex is this. It's a point. It's a point at 1.25 something. It's a point, something. How do I get the something? How do I get the corresponding y value? What am I going to do?
Plug it into the thing.
That's all I got to do. Just plug it in for x, right? So I'm going to take my 1.5 and put it in for x. Put it there and there, right? So okay, I'm going to go y equals negative 2 times 1.25 squared plus 5.1.25 plus 7. I really believe in calculators. I mean, let the calculator do the work. Seriously, check this out. Negative 2 parentheses 1.25 squared. Plug it in. Plus 5 times. Plug it in. 1.25 plus 7. Isn't that sweet? Let the calculator do the work, right? Boom. About a 10.125. Okay, so that's my vertex. 10.121, 10.12125. There we go. Now, we don't have to graph this, but is it a minimum or a maximum? Is this parabola a smiley face or a frowny face? Is this parabola, does this parabola look like this? Or does this parabola look like this?
It looks like it's many equals. Right.
I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to give you a hint. What's that?
Ground.
That's negative. So it's a frowny face. If the value of A is negative, it goes down. Okay, I'll say that again. If the value of A, if A is negative, it frowns. So that means this top point here would have to be a maximum, right? That would have to be a maximum. So the point 1.25 comma, oh gosh almighty, it is definitely Monday. 10.125 is a maximum. Okay, it's the top. It's at the top, okay? All right, now, example 4. We're almost there. So if we put it all together, we should be able to graph a parabola. Because, Scott, like you said, we know we only need 3 points, right? So if we can get 2, we can reflect over for the third. Does that make sense? So one of the things I know right off the bat is I know my y-intercept. My y-intercept is always at 0, comma c. Okay, that's my y-intercept. It's always 0, comma c. So I've got 1 point right off the bat. I need 3. I only need 3 points. So my y-intercept in this case is going to be a 0, negative 5. Okay, I know that. I'm going to circle that. I'm going to highlight that because I'm going to come back and I'm going to, and that came from that number there. Okay, not too bad, right? So then the next thing I need is the vertex, but let's start with the line of symmetry. How do you find that? That's it, just negative b over 2a. This should be easy, right? And I know that a is 2, b is negative 8, c is negative 5, so I'm going to put a and b, so I'm going to plug it into my formula. There's my a and my b, so I'm going to go x equals negative 8, double negative, I can handle that, over, Calvin, that's what you said earlier, right? The double negative, or 2 times 2, right? And then that's a positive 8 over 4, which is 2, right? So that's my line of symmetry. Line of symmetry. What about my vertex? I need my vertex. So my vertex is 2 something. 2 something. How do I get the something? Plug it in, that's all. Yeah, totally right. So I'm going to plug it in. Take this 2 and I'm going to plug it in for x, right? It goes in because it's next, so I'm going to plug it in there. And I got to plug it into both spots, right? Plug it into both. So we're just going to go y equals 2 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 minus 5, right? And I like to let the calculator do the work for me. I mean, I could do it. I think this is one we did on the warm-up, probably one like it. 2 times a 2 squared, subtract 8 times the 2, subtract 5, and I get an answer of negative 13. Right? So my vertex is this. It is 2, negative 13. It's a point. All right, so let's graph it. Let's put this all on a graph. All right, so I'm going to have to start with my xy axis. I might have to go by 2s on my y-axis to make it fit. Maybe not. If I start way up here, it might fit. It might fit right there, okay? All right, what do we know? What do we know? Well, I know my y-intercept. I know this. My y-intercept is at 0, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I got that. What else do I know? My line of symmetry is at x equals 2. All right, well, x equals 2. X equals 2. There's my x equals 2, right? So I'm going to put my line of symmetry in there like this. Right? Scott, hold on to something. I'm going to have you say it, but Scott's going to say, isn't there another point there? And I agree. Totally agree. There's another point right there. You guys agree? Well, let's put the vertex in first. Okay, the vertex is at 2 and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So right about there. Okay. Okay, Scott, there's one more point, right?
Yeah, I mean, mirror it.
Mirror it. Everybody agree there's a point there? Has to be, right? Has to be a point. Oh, thanks. It's right there. Everybody agree? Has to be. So there it is. Put that in there, and there's my parabola. All I need is the vertex, the y-intercept, and then I can graph it, semi-graph it, okay? All right, so homework today is out of the journal. So homework has got to be at page 87 and 88. I want you to do 1 through 14 all. Sounds like a lot, but it's just this mini equation that we're going to keep using over and over again, okay? All right. We can take a real quick mass break. Oh yeah, we don't need to call it mass break. Call it a brain break, right? Take a brain break.